Alright, thanks everyone for tuning in and watching my latest video. Before we even get started, I know it has been a very long time since I have posted a video. Sorry, life got a little carried away with me, and so this kind of, I haven't been focusing too much on this, but I have a little bit more time on my hands, as I'm sure a lot of people do, and it's a great time with the also push and encouragement from my big brother. It is National Siblings Day, so hollering out to him for his push to get me back onto the YouTube videos. So I'm back, and in light of us all having a little bit of extra time, I figured why not just talk about how we can better use this time that we have. How are you surviving quarantine? How are you surviving suddenly not being able to go to the places you went to before for entertainment, for enjoyment, for obligation? How are you making it through it? So I just want to share some ideas that I have that's helping me get through this, and then also give some ideas that may help you. And feel free, if you've got some ideas, drop them in the comments. So for starters, I am working from home still. So part of my schedule's pretty normal, but there's a lot of things that have changed. I usually am busy in the evenings all throughout the week, and then also on the weekends I'm busy with church things and other obligations. So I find myself now with a lot more time on my hands than I really could have dreamed of. But it's sometimes a little awkward to suddenly have, when you're used to go, 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 and then your life pretty much feels like it stops except for work. But I will say there are some things that I've some new habits I've taken on just to kind of help me balance the day, and those things I've desired to do that I've never gotten around to. I found that I've had time now to do those things. So for starters, of course, I'm writing more. I'm a writer, and now I have time to focus on my next project, which I've been working on, and it's been really good because I can just slow down and kind of breathe, and some of the pressure's off with I gotta get it done by this date. I can just kind of concentrate on the project, and that's been really good for me. Another thing I've done is I have had a chance to cook more. When I'm so busy, I've spent a lot of money on fast food, and I'm tired of that. I really enjoy cooking, but sometimes I just don't have the time to do it. Well, now I have plenty of time. I probably have eaten out just twice since the quarantine, so like in the last 4 weeks. So it's been great, and I keep saying quarantine, I should say, we call it quarantine, but really that whole encouragement of social distancing and staying at home. But I've had a great opportunity to cook a lot more, and it's been great. Sometimes I search for new recipes because I do enjoy cooking. I like finding new things to cook. I tried recently, I made my own quesadillas with steak, and it's pretty good for me to try it the first time. So that's something that I'm doing. Another thing I've done is I go on walks in the neighborhood with my mom. It's been a great opportunity for both of us. Sometimes you're at home, you're not moving a lot, and your body will let you know, hey, we need to do something about this. And I'm speaking for myself. Some things were aching and creaking, and I'm like, absolutely not. I'm too young for all that. I guess I'm going to get this body up, and we're going to go walking. So it's been a nice opportunity just to go out with my mom. Sometimes, you can't go anywhere else, and just getting out of the house sometimes is a help to breathe and just relax and enjoy the fresh air. I encourage, if that's something to do, that has helped me. Another thing I'm working on, or getting the chance to enjoy a little bit more, is reading. I enjoy reading so much, but sometimes I get distracted with everything going on, sometimes with even my phone and the day-to-day things. So I start a book, and sometimes if I don't hit it really hard, I'll get distracted, and it takes me forever to finish it. Well, I've been kind of dieting myself from my phone, and it's been great. I've actually been able to finish a whole book in the past week, and I'm starting another one that I've been eyeballing for probably 10 years because I've wanted to read it again. And that's something I enjoy, and I've now been able to focus and give time to it the way I've wanted to. So real quickly, I just want to give some ideas on some tips that may help you. So since I'm talking mostly to my audience who reads my books, I know I have an older audience and a younger audience, and for those who I'm saying are older, don't feel bad, because guess what? My own age is probably considered my older audience. Anybody who's not a teenager anymore is my older audience. So for those of you past the teen age, I just want to, encourage you at this time. There's so much going on, but don't look at it as necessarily a bad thing. If there is a hobby that you have wanted to do and you never have had the time to do, pick it up now. Goodness gracious, there's so many things. If you wanted to read, if you wanted to sew, or if you wanted to play an instrument, and maybe you purchased an instrument, you have some piano sitting around in your house that's been untouched, or a keyboard, this is a great time to invest some time in that hobby. Maybe you find out you don't really like it, but hey, at least you'll know versus I just never got the time to get around to doing that. So I really encourage you, whatever hobbies you have that you just didn't have the time for, do them now. Or any little projects you have. Sometimes it may be a scrapbook, or I never caught around to organizing this area of the house or this area of the apartment. Do it now. Go through, or some old things that I've been meaning to clean out. Do it now. Another thing, move furniture around. You can't really go out. Change the place that you're living in. Try to change it up a bit. It helps. My mother and I, we were working on stuff, and the little change of some furniture can make a difference. It just freshens things up. If you don't like it, you can always switch it back. And then also, we're in an interesting predicament. For those of us who love our hair, we love our hair. We cannot go to hair salons for you hair salon lovers. We cannot go to barbershops for you brothers. So this includes you fellas, because I know some of you are feeling that pain of not being able to go to your weekly appointment with your barbershop. Well, guess what? I'm talking from experience. I'm a YouTube fan when it comes to hair things. Learn how to take care of your own hair for a while. I'm not saying you never are going to go back to your beautician or to your barber. But in the time being, while we're waiting for God knows how long, why not learn how to do your own hair in case of emergency? We're not expecting it to look like $50 worth of a haircut, if that's even a good haircut nowadays. But the point is, just something to get you through, okay? I've gotten a lot of my ideas from YouTube, and some of the stuff I've braided my own hair, straightened my own hair. Took me about 9 years to get the wash and go right, but I got there. All that stuff, sometimes I got through Pinterest, I got through YouTube. You work at it. Sometimes the first time's the hardest. Once you do it, you got nowhere to go but up. Alrighty, so for my younger audience, okay, I'm trying to help y'all out here. So a lot of you are on social media. I want to encourage you at this time. There is so much negativity, and sometimes we as people, we add to that negativity by always being so negative. Sorry, there's enough pressure in the world right now. Now's the time to cut the negativity stuff, okay? Now's the time we need to be positive. We need to be focused on things that are uplifting and encouraging, not just for ourselves, but for others. So young people, I want to really challenge you, because this can be hard for people at your age. Sometimes you just want to be critical. I want to encourage you, if you're on your Snapchat, if you're on your Instagram, YouTube, be positive. Try to do uplifting messages. Even if you see something that normally you would insult about somebody else, maybe how they're dressed or what they're wearing, just shut up. Don't say that. If you don't have anything good to say, just scroll on past it, move on past it. You don't have to say anything at all. And if someone maybe asks your opinion, try to be gracious with it. Don't just shoot them down. Try to be nice about it. Likewise, the Bible says in Proverbs 18:21, I have to plug in a scripture. It says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. So you can speak life to someone with your words. Try to be nice. Don't always praise yourself. If you're posting a selfie, that there's nothing wrong with that. But don't do it in a way where you feel like you're trying to throw shade at somebody else while you're posting a selfie. Take some time to compliment somebody else during this time. You don't know. Sometimes people who are smiling on the outside and posting pictures, you don't know where they are mentally. And sometimes just taking that second to say, you look really beautiful today. You don't know how that's encouraging someone. And fellas, that can go for you too. Or, whatever you guys want to, however you fellas want to compliment each other, that's between y'all. I'm not a guy, so there's only certain things I understand about men. But I want to encourage you to likewise be positive to one another. Another thing is, it's called social media. And sometimes we use social media, but we don't really use it to be social, if that makes sense. Now's a great time, since you can't just jump in the car and go see anybody, and we can't be around each other. Why don't you use social media to really see how somebody's doing? Not just to post something and get some likes and a couple comments. Reach out to somebody. Start a conversation. It's something I've worked on because I'm an introvert. I don't usually practice that. To me, it's kind of exhausting doing conversation. But I am working on that, because you just don't know. Some people don't have someone living with them. They don't have family close by who can visit them in this time. And they are living by themselves. And you want them to be encouraged and not going out of their minds either. And you don't know how God can use you just by reaching out. All right, another thing, young people, if you keep on living, you're going to need to eat. And you may not have the money one day to just go out and constantly buy food from a restaurant or from a fast food joint. I know it eats up your money. I'm learning that. I spend a lot of money on groceries, but I spent way more on fast food. So this is a great opportunity for you to learn how to cook if you do not have that skill. I've been there. I was a late bloomer, but I got it. YouTube is a great chance to start. A lot of my ideas sometimes I got from my brother. He was kind of the better cook in our home. But I did get some other ideas when I started kind of flying solo. Sometimes I just needed some inspiration on, okay, what do I try now? How do I mix some stuff up? I went to YouTube, and then I would add my own flair to it. So I want to encourage you, either go to YouTube, check online, get some recipes, or talk to someone in your home who can cook. It's a great opportunity to try to bond with people who you live with. You don't know what you can learn about each other just by being in the kitchen. One thing that this social distancing has caused for me and my family is, sometimes we're just in the kitchen cooking together. My brother and I, we haven't done that in a while, and it's given us a chance to be together. They're cooking one thing, I'm cooking another, and sometimes you just talk. So it's I would encourage you, that's a life skill. It's not just something that's going to fill your time, but that's going to help you down the road as you continue to adulthood. I mean, and you never know when you're going to be in that position where you're married and you and your spouse have children and you're going to be cooking for somebody else. So keep that in mind. It's going to help you. Another thing is, although technology is great and we can watch movies, and fellas, y'all can be on y'all's Xboxes, whatever y'all have now, Wii's, I'm still stuck on Nintendo 64, so sorry, I'm not up to date. But whatever y'all got, that's all good. That's all good. We got our phones and stuff, but rest your eyes. Take a break. Don't look for those things to be your only source of entertainment. I really want to encourage you all to do something necessarily away from technology sometimes. Be it, like I said, it could be cooking, it could be, maybe you have some organization skills. Find it out, maybe there's an instrument you want to play and you have it. Do that. Do something positive, legal, and away from the screen. Another thing is, I also want to encourage you to read. Young people, I know that's sometimes a challenge for y'all. It's hard. Let me encourage you. When I was younger, when I was in elementary school and stuff, I had the hardest time reading. I could not. I was so spacey. God help me, I was so spacey. I could just read like 10 pages and not have a clue what I read. That's how spacey I was. But when I got to middle school, something focused, and I ended up loving reading. And now I can't get enough. I enjoy when I get the chance to read. So I want to encourage you to take some time to read. Find a genre that's going to fit you. When I say genre, that's a category of kind of where books fit. So like fiction, realistic fiction, nonfiction. You find what works well for you. Now, of course, some people may like nonfiction. Go that vein. Some people like fiction, like me. Go that vein. And if you're not one of those people who likes to sit down and have literally hardcover book in your hands, get Kindle. Oh my goodness. If you are someone who's like, I really kind of want that feeling of my phone in my hand, you have Kindle. I've even tried Kindle and I like it. And the great thing about getting a Kindle is if you choose to order it now from Amazon.com, you don't have to worry about delivery issues. You get it right away. I know I have ordered a book since this all has been going on, and I got it in like 2 seconds. So you'll get it right away, and you'll get it for a very low price. All of my Kindle books have been under $5. So I understand maybe money is interesting right now, but you don't have to pay much for that. But I really want to encourage you all to do that. Reading is a skill you're going to need in everyday life, no matter what job you have, no matter where you go. You're going to need those skills, and there's so much you can learn just by reading. Just by learning how to use context clues, by learning how to figure out, even if there's a word in there you don't know, you can use little clues in the paragraphs and the things around it to try to figure out what that word means. So there's a lot you can learn from reading. That's everything. So I actually got through it, and this is probably one of my longest videos, which is kind of a good thing for me, because